explaining to you.
Get your face out of my face.
No, get your hand out of my face.
You came up to me.
Your hands are in his face, sir. Your hands are in his face.
De-escalate.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Give me your name and badge number. Get back. Stop that music. I'm in a public place. I can film whatever I can see. Photography is not a crime. Photography is not a crime. Photography is not a crime.
I'd like to welcome you to the John Ligato Show. I'm John Ligato.
Scalzophoto.com, S-C-A-L-Z-O. I just wanted to read two of these political comedy pieces here. One of them authored by Police Chief Anthony Ficini, the other one authored by Brian Stack. The first comedy piece, it's basically a criminal charges towards Leroy here.
Now, who the hell is Leroy? Well, he's an auditor who flies under the auditor flag of Leroy Truth.
And thank you for joining us today. Appreciate your time. And so let's read this here.
This is in reference to a pending litigation matter.
I don't care. I'm going to read it anyway. Am I allowed to speak about it?
You're not allowed to speak about it.
I'm not allowed to speak. Well, I'm going to do it anyway.
All auditors assume that a city council meeting is an open forum, but a police officer is about to burst that bubble.
With purpose to harass another, make or cause to be made communication or communications in a manner likely, this is a public document, first of all, to cause annoyance or alarm, specifically, this is my time.
He told you can't read the paper.
I don't care what he said.
It's a limited form. You have to care because it's a limited form.
What does that mean?
It's under the OPMA rules. You have to sit down.
So I can't read?
That's a legal proceeding that's going on with that.
So?
You need to sit down. We told you once, we're not going to tell you again. You need to sit down.
The police officer stated 2 times that this meeting is a limited public forum, and some may believe that a city council meeting is the place to address grievances and criticize government decisions. So who's right?
Government entities and universities have the right to restrict certain exercises of all of these First Amendment rights by time, place, and manner restrictions.
He told you can't read the paper.
I don't care what he said.
It's a limited form. You have to care because it's a limited form.
What does that mean?
That's a great question. What is a limited public forum?
The Supreme Court generally has held that time, place, and manner restrictions, which affect when, where, and how assemblies occur, are permissible if 2 conditions are satisfied. First, the government imposing the restriction must identify a legitimate government interest.
So this attorney is speaking on behalf of Leroy, and Leroy has a pending criminal case yet to be heard with this city. So it is in the best interest of Leroy and the city to prevent any discussion on a pending case in front of potential jurors or the news media.
Second, the restriction must be precisely worded and applied in a non-discriminatory manner. That is, the restriction must apply to all groups.
It's a limited form.
What does that mean?
It's under the OPMA rules. You have to sit down.
So I can't read?
That's a legal proceeding that's going on with that.
So?
You need to sit down. We told you once, we're not going to tell you again. You need to sit down.
There's no statute.
Can I talk about something else then?
I'll talk
about something else then.
Oh yeah, talk about something else, but you can't talk about.
They literally told him what he could talk about, what he can't.
So I can't talk about his public charges? Okay, then we'll talk about something else. I mean, look at his body language right there. How awkward that is. Okay, so let's see. How could I rephrase this? So you're basically proving my point right now. How sad is that I can't talk? So basically, Brian Stack is exaggerating and lying in order to file false charges and exaggerated charges against Leroy, against his free speech and his criticism of the mayor. So, what is that about? I can't speak about. I'm going to be, arrested if I can continue to read it? They're basically your words, by the way. I was reading your words. So, okay, that's wild. So basically, they're saying that if Leroy continues to go to the mayor's office, that's considered harassment.
This isn't appropriate for discussion.
Why? What's not appropriate?
I don't know. This is a pending litigation.
So?
You have to comment on something on the agenda. Or
No, it's public comment. This is my. So okay. Let me keep it more general then. I invite Leroy. Please continue to join me in the city hall as often as you want, whether you want to come every 2 weeks, every week. And if they arrest you for harassment, that's un-American and that's wrong. And if they decide to file more charges against you, that is wrong. If they decide to file charges against you for criticizing the mayor. The pretend police chief, Anthony Ficini, got his feelings hurt, so he decided to file charges against you. The pretend police chief, Anthony Ficini, maybe someone can call him a ambulance. He got upset that you were posting cartoons. Just imagine this picture where you have two high-quality police officers having a conversation. One guy says, "Oh, remember that time we caught that armed robber and we tackled him to the ground and we saved those people's life from the bank robbery?" And the other officer says,
"We're going to rude they are.
Remember the time we stopped the stabbing and we protected those victims?" Yes, those are two high-quality officers. Now, the pretend chief, Anthony Ficini, comes in, "Oh, I was in a dangerous situation too. Remember that time Leroy posted cartoons about me?" That was terrifying. And I'm going to file charges against those memes and political satire and commentary. So, in my opinion, I don't think someone should be charged with a crime for criticizing the pathetic, can I use the word pathetic? Absolutely. Thank you, I appreciate it. The low-quality pretend police chief because he got his feelings hurt and he's un-American and he wants to file charges against a free person here. Anyway, I encourage you, Leroy, to continue to criticize the police chief, continue to criticize. And by the way, see, I'm not allowed to consult my notes here.
Well, you're allowed to. They can't tell you what to say or not.
But I'm going to get arrested.
They can't arrest you for that.
But what if I don't stop talking?
Attorney just said, what if I don't stop talking? Well, this brings up the second way that local government can limit free speech at a city council meeting.
The Supreme Court generally has held that time, place, and manner restrictions, which affect when, where, and how assemblies occur, are permissible if two conditions are satisfied.
The first restriction was the city not allowing Leroy and his mouthpiece to discuss his pending criminal case. And then the dangers of that are many, but not limited to a disclosure of evidence or the identity of witnesses. And the second reason to limit public speech in this forum is,
second, the restriction must be precisely worded and applied in a non-discriminatory manner. That is, the restriction must apply to all groups.
This mouthpiece asked the question, what if I don't stop talking? Well, the manner that city council groups operate is to limit a citizen's time at the podium to 5 or so minutes. So if someone was allowed to filibuster for an hour, then it disrupts the intended use of this forum. And this time rule applies to any and all citizens and not just Leroy's attorney.
But I'm going to get arrested.
They can't arrest you for that.
But what if I don't stop talking? Then I'll be arrested. Okay, so you're basically proving our point right here. How it's basically some communist dictatorship where Mayor Mao Zedong Brian Stack dictates. First of all, this is another issue of the lawyer over here.
He says he's basically proving a point right here, and then realized that his mouse-a-tongue legal argument that the mayor was restricting free speech applied to everyone, and so then he became very unsure of himself. Watch this.
But I'm going to get arrested.
They can't arrest you for that.
But what if I don't stop talking? Then I'll be arrested. Okay, so you're basically proving our point right here. How it's basically some communist dictatorship where Mayor Mao Zedong Brian Stack dictates. First of all, this is another issue of the lawyer over here misuses tax dollars and.
Let's get to the good part, the handcuffing.
You're disrupting my time right now. You're disrupting the meeting. Actually, you're not talking with me. You're being very good. But you are disrupting my time right now. So you need to stand down and let me and protect my First Amendment rights. That's what you need to do.
I'll protect it if you get behind the podium.
No, I don't need to be behind the podium. There is
Obviously, when you stand over here, you disrupt the meeting. So you need to get back there. Come on.
I am in a public area here. So I'm going to give Mayor Stack this very special award now. Now, Mayor Stack.
Get behind the podium.
No,
Finish your
I am.
All right, then I'm going to have to arrest you.
I do not have to.
You want to get arrested? Is that what you want?
No, I do not want to get arrested.
All right,
But I want to
you're
exercise.
disrupting the meeting. This is a limited forum.
No,
There's
you are
certain rules
disrupting
here.
Time, place, and manner.
This is my. I'm explaining to you.
Get your face out of my face.
No, get your hand out of my face.
You came up to me.
Get your hand
Your
out of my
hands
face.
are in his face, sir. Your hands are in his face.
De-escalate. Your hands are in my face.
I'm de-escalating. You're not listening.
You're not de-escalating.
You have
You're not
disrupted
You're escalating.
my 5 minutes.
You're not listening.
You
I'm going to
disrupted
tell you
my
one
5
more
minutes.
time. They told you were disrupting the meeting. Either you sit down or get behind the podium.
You give me the statute or law that says I have to stand behind the podium, and I will go there.
You don't have to sit.
Atma, you can go back there. And
You cannot
What are you talking about?
understand what law says I can't be here. You give me the statute or law, and I will
I'm
go
telling you,
back
it's a
there.
limited forum. You're disrupting a commission meeting.
Time, place, and manner, brother.
Nothing to do with
So I'm not going to play with you.
A limited
Are you
form
gonna
is
go behind
time,
there?
place,
No
and
one,
manner.
Are you gonna go behind them?
everyone has
Are you
protected my
going to
rights.
go behind the podium?
I don't have to go behind the
You're
podium.
disrupting the meeting. I'm telling you right now,
This
you're
is
disrupting
my
the meeting.
5
Arrest
minutes.
him.
Sorry, sir, so you're going to have to go. Your time is in the
Hey, don't strong arm me. I'm not going to resist. I'm not going to resist. Here, take that. I am being arrested for exercising my First Amendment right here in Union City, New Jersey. Mayor Stack has commanded they arrest me. Don't strong arm me. And I was arrested because I was exercising my First Amendment right, and they were attempting to make me go behind a podium.
The city council meeting is a designated public forum. It's pure and simple. It is designated for citizens to air their grievances, but there are restrictions to their speech. They must adhere to time limits, and they cannot use this forum to present evidence on a criminal case yet to be heard. So if this Kojak lawyer wanted to go out of the city building and argue his case on the sidewalk, that's a public forum, and he can scream all day. That's my take on this. What's yours? The John Ligato Show is being broadcast from outside the gates of Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in beautiful North Carolina. If you like what you saw today, hit subscribe and like. Semper Fidelis.